Welcome back to the YouTube channel. My name's Chris. I'm a videographer, photographer, and YouTuber. I make all sorts of videos from product reviews to demos to how-tos to just me sat here talking to you guys about my experiences. And recently, people keep asking me what have I got rigged to my Blackmagic Pocket Cinema Camera 4K. Well, nothing at the moment because I've stripped it all down for this video. They asked me what cage did I buy, what battery plate am I using, what side handle do I like. So I decided to strip it all down, right back to basics, and then build it up on a video so you can see exactly what I use. And I'm also going to tell you exactly how much everything is, and there will be links in the description to the accessories that I use. So currently it's just the camera and the 12 to 35mm 2.8 Panasonic lens. And the only accessory I've got on this camera at the moment, can you see it? Where is it? Where is it? Oh, right there. It's a screen protector. So this went on my camera pretty much instantly as soon as I got it out of the box. There is a couple of bubbles in it, but I can put up with bubbles as long as my screen is protected. So that's the basic camera. The next thing I bought was a cage for the camera. We've got cages on all of our Sony cameras, and I know how useful they are if you want to mount a monitor or a microphone or a light. I love having the versatility of being able to put any accessory anywhere that I want on my camera. So yeah, this is the tilter one. It's in gunmetal grey. I did have the small rig one as well. I bought both of them to see which one I liked more, and the tilter one won. The tilter one won? The tilter cage one. Mainly because there's more mounting options, and I just like the design more than on the small rig version. So let's put the camera in the cage. Now it has got a really cool little accessory. This is one of the mounting points on the cage, and this stops the camera from swiveling when it's actually in the cage, and I really like this feature. I wish more cages came with something like this. So let's put the camera in the cage. With the 12 to 35mm, you can just about get the camera in the cage without having to take the lens off, which is nice. There we go, that's in there. I always like to start with the bottom one because it is the more fiddly of the two. Let's get that way you can see it. And then line the holes up, and then we're just going to drop this in the right way round. This is a little bit fiddly, especially when you're trying to film what you're doing at the same time. But if we just drop that in there like that, that feels like it's gone in. Just use the Allen key to do that up, and that is pretty secure. There we go, so the cage wobbles a little bit, but not too badly. And then we're just going to put in this top screw as well. This one's a lot easier because it just lines up with the hole. Just going to do that Allen key up as well. Okay, so there we have a perfectly fitting cage on the Blackmagic Pocket Cinema Camera 4K. Such a long name, but it works really well. It's really solid. It's not going anywhere at all. I do probably just need to tighten this arm. It comes in 3 sections, so when you get it originally, you do have to build it, and it feels like one of those, it's just there, one of those Allen key points. Allen key bolts? Allen key something is a little bit loose, so I probably just need to tighten that up a little bit. Okay, so the next thing I want to add to the camera is this side handle. This, I believe, is made by Small Rig. So I've got a Small Rig Nato rail that this fits on. And the really nice thing about this side handle is it actually holds your SSD, which is really handy. You don't have to have a separate place to put your SSD. I think this is about 70, 80 pounds, but I will put the prices and links to the items in the description below. But this is really nice, and it's a Nato rail mount. So if you don't know what a Nato rail is, like I didn't before I bought this, I bought the handle and thought, oh, that'll go on the cage. A Nato rail is this little rail. Let's just show the overhead camera. And it allows you to put on accessories and take them off really quickly. I'd never used one before, so it was a learning curve for me because I bought the handle and was like, how the hell is that going to go on my camera? It doesn't fit. So I had to find the Nato rail, and then I could mount the handle on the side of the camera. So this again is just 2 Allen bolts that go in the side of the camera, and it's a different size Allen key to the one we were using earlier, which is always nice. It's nice that they send you the right Allen key for each accessory. Small Rig send you an Allen key with anything you buy, it seems. Anything at all you buy from their website comes with an Allen key. So we're just going to do that up. This little rail I think was about £30. So they're not cheap, but it does save you a lot of time if you ever want to remove the handle, or if you've got a monitor, like I'm going to show you a monitor in a minute. We've got a Nato rail on that as well. Oh, and something else I should say is on the side, you get a rubber cover that covers all of these ports, and it really gets in the way when you're trying to utilize every single port like we do. So if you just give it a really nice gentle tug, they all just pop out, and you can keep them somewhere safe, and they're quite easy to put back in. So yeah, if you want to take that off, just take it off. It makes life a lot easier. So now our side handle will really easily connect to that Nato rail, and then you just do it up. And you've got a really nice sturdy hand grip, and you've also got a place for your SSD to go, and then you take a lead from your SSD, pop it straight into the camera, and it works a dream. And if you want to adjust the height, you can just undo it, move it up and down, and the height is adjusted. I really like this handle, and it gives you an extra point of contact, so you can hold it really close to your body, and you can film, and you can try and keep that stability. Okay, so the next thing I bought were these little things. These are basically Hotshoe Adapters, I guess you'd call them. So that basically allows you to turn one of your holes on your cage into a hot shoe. So I use one here. Which Allen key is it? Or is it that one? Nope. Is it that one? Nope. Is it that one? Yes. Okay. So these are really nice if you want to mount extra things to your cameras, like flashes, microphones, lights. So I usually have one in that top position, and I have the Rode Wireless Go receiver on it. So that goes in there, and then I can just take a lead from the microphone straight into the camera, and it works really well. There's not a lead being stretched across anything. It just lives there, and it works a dream. And then the other one I just slot in here. Do that up. So that's on the side. And then that's where the transmitter lives. So if I'm doing a run and gun shoot, I can keep the microphone in place, and it actually helps with the cable management as well. So I've got my wireless microphone system always on the camera. I wrap the microphone around the transmitter, and it's just good to go. I can just take it off, give it to somebody, do an interview, and then take it back, carry on filming. It always lives on the camera. It's just a really nice solution. Okay, on to the battery solution. Now, if you don't know already, I imagine you do, but the battery on the Blackmagic Pocket Cinema Camera 4K is absolutely awful. Now, I need a screwdriver for this. So this is, again, a tilter piece. This is a tilter Mpf battery plate. And it allows you to put big batteries. This isn't a big one, but this is an Mpf battery. You can put this in your camera, or this to power your camera, and then you'll be running all day. This, one of the big ones, I'll grab a big one. So one of these will last you about 4 hours of shooting. So you can just put that on your Mpf battery plate, have that on top of your camera, and you've got 4 hours of shooting time. So let's just do that now. So that way round. And you probably do want to use a screwdriver for this just to get it nice and tight, because otherwise it has a tendency to spin around. Make sure we get that in there. Okay, lovely. And I'm just going to use the small battery for now so you can get an idea of how it works. So that plugs in there like that. And then you will need this lead, which I think is about £28. It's around that kind of area, 25, 30 pounds for this lead, which is extortionate, but it does really do the job. So that just goes out of the 12 volt side. So that's the 7 volt side. So you've got 7 volt on one side and you've got 12 volts on the other side. So that just goes in the 12 volt side. And you just run that round to the other side. I'm just going to take the microphone off to get this in place. See how easy that was to come off? Lovely. So I'm just going to put that in place. Okay, and that snaps into place nicely, and you can move that lead to wherever you want. I usually take it under the camera and back up and over the other side. And that works really well, gets it out of the way, and we'll put our microphone back on. So we started off with a bare bones Blackmagic Pocket Cinema Camera 4K, and now we've got a nice little filming rig. We've got a side handle and a place to keep our SSD. We've got a place to store our wireless microphones, and we've got a solution for all-day battery life. This is turning into quite a nice little setup. So the next thing I want to add, and it's actually the last thing I'm going to add, is a small HD focus. Although the screen is great on the Blackmagic Pocket Cinema camera, I do sometimes rig this on. And again, I use a Nato rail. The only thing is I have to take this microphone back off to do this. And we are getting a bit short of space now because you can't put anything on the right-hand side of the camera because that's where you need to hold it. And you can't put anything else really on the left-hand side. You might be able to put something on the top of this handle. But yeah, we are pretty much utilizing all of the space that this cage gives us. So this Nato rail is a little bit smaller and it only costs about £20. It's still quite a lot of money for a tiny little piece of aluminium or steel or whatever it is. Hopefully I've left myself enough room to do this bolt up. Maybe not. Just undo that a hair, slide it along a little bit, and there we go. So now we've got 2 Allen bolts holding that one in place as well, which makes it nice and secure. And then we can take this little thing. This is a monitor bracket. It's really nice. It's really sturdy. You can only just kind of move it around with your hands, which means the monitor stays in position. But if you want to move it, you can adjust it. And it's got a Nato rail lock on the bottom of it as well. So we can just slide that into position. It clicks in place, nice reassuring click. And then we just lock it with that thumb lock on the back. And then we can put our microphone back on. The microphone isn't going to get in the way of anything. It's just you have to take them off and on when you're re-rigging. So when you screw this monitor on, you can feel the quality of this bracket. And I quite often buy cheap accessories. I buy stuff off eBay. I bought this small rig mount from Amazon. I think it was £38 for this little mount. But you can really feel that it's not going to go anywhere. It's solid as a rock. And that's the kind of theme of this whole rig, is everything is top quality stuff. It's either made by Small Rig or Tilter, and then you've got a really solid little filming rig. And I love this setup. I can handhold this setup for quite a long time without getting tired, and the quality that comes out of it is just phenomenal. And it's like the perfect run and gun solution for the Blackmagic Pocket Cinema Camera 4K. So that's it. That's everything that I use on my Blackmagic Pocket Cinema Camera 4K. Like I said, links are in the description of this video if you're interested. And if you buy something through the links, it does help support the channel. I will get my 50p at the end of the month. So thank you very much. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please like the video. And if you have got any questions at all about this setup or any other questions about peripherals for the Blackmagic Pocket Cinema Camera 4K, please put them in the comment section below. Thank you again for watching, and I will see you again tomorrow.